All right, good morning, everybody. I've got a Volkswagen Golf. It's probably a 2001 model, and I was having issues with a very sloppy shifter. Um, Now, I basically spent most of the day yesterday researching this problem online, and I found a lot of information there. But then I realized that the shifter that I've got is completely different than the ones that are all showcased online, and there's basically nothing you can find on this one. But I have a solution, and I thought, well, as this because there's nothing there, I might share it with you. Well, at the moment it's not connected at all. But the issue I was having is that this was super sloppy. Like that would move at least, say, that much, not doing anything, and the same going in that direction. And because it hits that end stop there, and you need to push it in to go into reverse, I was struggling. It was not going into first gear because I didn't have enough movement that way. So I looked at everything, but basically what the issue is right under here at the bottom of the car. That's where the issue is, and I want to have a look at that with you. So come with me. So the way it sits on the bottom, and I'll get a shot of that in a minute, but basically this is the shifter clutch thing, and that runs one bar to the front, unlike the other one. So this is like the SDI or TDI, I think it is. And the other clutch system actually has two cables, but this is just one steel rod that goes to the front of the car. And basically the way it operates, if you shift it that way, it shifts between the gears, and this way it goes. So it's like, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. Anyway, the issue I was having is that that's just a bush in. So there's a big hole, then there's a bush, and then there's a M6, I would say, that goes through that double plated thing there. And basically between, this is a plastic or a fiberglass sort of rod. Between that one and that one, there was like at least 2 mil of play, and that would be causing that sideway sort of judder, the slop. And then on top of that, inside there's just like, so you've got that bush, I've got it here. So I've built all this, but basically it comes just as that steel bush. That's the bush in there. And then there's a 20, so that's 14 mil, and then there's a 20 mil hole that it sits in. And there's nothing there that stops it from flopping around. And I'm sure there must have been at some point, but even online I cannot find any replacement or even in the manuals I can't find a part like this white washer. So what I've done is I've put this steel washer on there. I've smacked it on there, and then that is going to take care of the sideway flop, so that this doesn't have as much sideway judder. And then I've made the white bushing. I've 3D printed that. I don't know if you can see that. And that's basically to take care of this flopping. I'm just about to put it in and see if that works. Now I do realize, so this is PETG. That's how I 3D printed it. Yeah, I do realize that over time that could break and fall out. But even if it does, it's not a safety issue that we would have if that happens. All right, so I'll just show you this, guys. So that's how the shifter comes through the bottom of the. So I'm now underneath the car. This is my exhaust that I had to take off there's my heat shield that I had to also take off. Pretty much a massive pain to get through this thing. But what do you do? So as you can see, that is my my hole there. So that's a 20mm hole. That would have that steel bushing sitting in it. And then this slides over the top. And that's all there is to it. And that has massive side judder that way, like an enormous slop. And also in that direction, it would have a massive slop because that, you know, that bushing that sits in there is really loose. So this is my adjusted version. Slips nicely in there, so it's nice and a lot more tighter, and it spaces out because you've got a bit more. I'll put it on this side because you have a bit more of packing on this side. It takes care of that judder sideways, and then that just slides back on like that. So yeah, we'll connect that back up, and then we'll have a go and see how much better that works. Okay, so we've finally worked that all out. So the slop that we have at the moment is this and this. So that's all the slop we have, and then we've got that much action and that much action. Whereas before I had little action there because it was hitting those stops. So you have that much slop and then it hits a stop. And so now I can actually shift into first very easy. So I can push hard up against the side and get into first real easy. Same goes for second. Then if I let go and go just forward, I'm straight in 3. Or backward, I'm straight in 4. I don't touch, I don't do any side pushing. And then if I go to the right and forward, it slips right into 5. And there's not much even there. Same amount. And then if I go down and in, it's in reverse. So yeah, I think we've got it. So I had to actually muck around with those spaces quite a bit because I only packed it out first. I only packed it out on one side, and that meant that the stick was already sitting like that. So then I packed it out on evenly on both sides more, and now it's sort of still in the middle. All right, well, that was an adventure, but it's working, so I'll have to put everything back together and take it for a test drive.